Hey everybody, we're going to do an experiment today, and we're going to do an experiment on timing for the bloom effect. And so before I show you anything, I want to tell you I've already mixed 8 ounces of resin, and I want to show you which I'm using. Artist Resin Medium Viscosity by Counterculture, green and yellow label. This is my go-to resin. And I mixed it 6 minutes. Now I'm going to hit the stopwatch and hit start, and we're going to keep an eye on this time. And we won't do anything until at minute 10, and then we'll take it in steps and we'll do the bloom in 15 minutes, 20, 25, and 30. And so I'll show you what I've got. I've got 4 silicone molds from Amazon. They're 5 inches across and they're a geode shape. Just got a measuring cup that has ounces. These are 8-ounce mixing cups, which are fabulous because they've got the lines and measurements for you already. I've got a culinary torch and I have paper towel wrapped around it to protect the handle. We might use the 300 watt low temp heat tool, and you can find several of those. And I've got everything below the video in Amazon. Gold leaf. This is Etsy Fun Shine Color Shop white crystal. Armor Art white epoxy pigment, Amazon or Counterculture website. Pinata white alcohol ink, part of a 9-piece set that I use all the time. I love it. We've got some mixing cups, a piping bag, have a bottle of 91% alcohol around to spray. You can use that at any point during your process, and that helps with bubbles. It just helps to release bubbles. You can spray it into your resin, into your empty silicone mold, and at the end of your project you can spray it for bubbles then. You can use it anytime you want to. I've got a 5-ounce cup that's larger just to put my piping bag in. Just put it in and fold it over, and so it'll be ready for when we mix up the pigment. And I'll put numbers above these molds to help you remember at what time I put the white pigment into the resin. And of course you can use any color, just depending on what effect you're wanting to get when you're done. I'm going to stop the clock and I'll be back at 10 minutes, and we'll go ahead and pour the resin in, mix the white up, and take it from there. Okay, it's been 10 minutes, so we're going to go ahead, and I decided to use a plastic container. It's 50 milliliters. Between 30 to 40 milliliters, and about 1 ounce and a third or so. Let's go ahead and pour these in. So just pour a little bit so that you make sure that they're evenly dispersed as far as how much resin you put into each mold. These are about 5-inch molds, and they hold 4.5 ounces or so of resin. This is around 35 milliliters, which is about a little over 1 ounce. We're going to take the low temp heat tool. So I'm going to take my stick, dip it in just barely. That was Armor Art white, just a little bit on the tip of your stick. That's white crystal, 8 drops of alcohol ink. Put it into the piping bag. Take a little gold leaf, put it in the center there. Push it down and twist it. It's just slightly warm in my hand. It's 15 minutes. I'm going to torch it one time. I'm going to go in a spiral. Lay that down for a few minutes. next one we'll do it 20 minutes. All right, it's been 20 minutes. I'm gonna do the next one. We'll be back at 25. All right, so it's been 25 minutes. Be back at 30 minutes. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. So the last one. So this is done at 15, 20, 25, and 30. We're going to let it sit for 4 to 5 hours and cure, and then I'm going to put a background layer over it so we can really see it when we unmold it and turn it over. And we're just going to see what the results are for the mixture that we made, and to see if timing has anything to do with it or if it's more about the mixture. I'm going to put a low fire on my torch. And that's all. That way I torched it all at the same time. I like to turn my cup over upside down on my silicone mat and let it just drift down to the top of the cup and peel it out once it's cured. So we're going to wait and see what the results are after we've finished the whole piece, but we're going to let it do its thing and see timing wise how this works out. So I'll be back. Okay, it's been 4 hours or so. They're a little bit flexible, but they're not tacky or anything like that. I went ahead and mixed up 4 ounces of fast set to do a background. I'm going to use Waterfall by this little piggy fluid art company. All the links are below my video. So here's my 4 ounces, which this has a 10-minute working time and it sets up in an hour or two. So I'm just going to mix up a color, pour it, and let it sit for 2 hours, and it will be cured. And I can unmold these babies. So I have a little spoon that's about the size of my pointer finger. I'm going to put in 1 spoonful for now. And I'm folding it in so it doesn't fly around. All right, we'll be back in a few hours. Okay, it's been a few hours. They're nice and hard, and it's not even the next day. So we're gonna see what the test results reveal. I'm gonna unmold them first. here is at 15 minutes. $25. That's pretty good right there. That one's almost perfect. And 30. Okay. So 30, 25, 20, and 15. So blobs wise, a little bit more blobs with 15, a little bit more definition with 20, a tiny bit more definition. From 20 to 25, it just gets a little bit more perfected, but they're all beautiful. They could still all be a set, to be honest. And I really like the dimension of the 30-minute. I think that's the most defined for sure. There is that experiment on timing with the same recipe, doing all four within 5 minutes of each other, and here are the results. This is my favorite for sure, but I do kind of like it when the end of the petals kind of look like they're turning in on you a little bit. I do like that. So that's the 20-minute one. So I would say the 20 and the 30-minute are my favorites. What do you think? Put it in the comments and let me know what you think. Okay, I have mixed up more fast set like I did on the reverse side, and it's about 2 ounces or so, which is more than I need for 4 coasters. You really need less than ½ ounce for a coaster. So I'm going to just show you one quickly, and then I'll fast forward through the rest. I've got it on a little turntable, and it's very bubbly because it's thicker. So I just make a little puddle, no more than like 2 inches. This is a 5-inch coaster. I just hit it for just a few seconds with a low temp heat tool, and then I've got a silicone brush here. What I'm going to do is just from the center pull out and then make a sweeping motion, and it's thick enough that if you do it right, it will not go over the edge. You just want to get it out to all those points. And this is easier to do that sweeping motion than it is to just pull it straight out. And I really actually have too much resin. It's not going to flow over since I kind of can control it since I've been doing this for a while. And if you tilt it a little bit with fast set, it's not going to run over if you're just doing it for a few seconds. So I got all the surface covered, and it's very bubbly. You have 10 minutes working time with fast set. So I'm just going to keep torching it as I go. So I'm going to fast forward through the rest of these. Alright, so I'll be back to show you the rest. Alright, they're all top coated, and I wanted to show you this little plastic container. The fast set peeled right out in one piece. Isn't that cool? It's like a little resin cup. I just had to show you that. Okay, so I'm going to use Deco Color Premium Gold oil-based paint pen. You just press it down on a piece of paper. I zoomed in, and I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to do, you can totally do the whole side, I'm just going to do this little bit of the top edge right here. I use my pinky to kind of hold the coaster so it keeps your hand steady, and you just follow the line of the edge. And there's the gold edge that goes with the gold leaf in the middle. So I'm going to do all four. I'll show you pictures outside where it really shows the white up. Hey everybody, I'm sitting out here on my porch and everything is covered with pollen. So let me do this really fast before my coasters just get coated. I wanted to show you the results outside in the sunshine. And I decided just to sit inside the screen-in porch because the pollen is so bad and I don't want to be out there. So here's the results. Here is at 15 minutes. And you see there's a little bit of blobs, but not really too bad. And there's, there's some definition. And I kind of like the way the petals kind of fold in a bit at the ends. So that's at 15 minutes. Here is 20 minutes. A little bit more consistency, I think. If you can see that with the reflection. Here is 25 minutes, and this one looks pretty darn perfect almost. That's 25 minutes. And then here is 30 minutes. I hope you can see. But that one really did really well, and that's at 30 minutes. But I want to say 15, 20, 25, and 30. They can all make a beautiful set together, and I can't really say that the timing really made a huge difference in the outcome. Can you? I mean, I really don't think so. You see just a little bit more perfection maybe, but I think timing wise it works this way. But is it the recipe and what you put into your white mixture, or if you put another color in or whatever? Very little pigment, more alcohol ink, and a touch. I have a touch of shimmer. You see that shimmer? That's the white crystal mica. And of course the back is Waterfall by TLP, and I've got the times on the back so I would remember which one was which. But that's that beautiful Waterfall TLP pigment in the background. So winner chicken dinner. I think they're all successful, and I think the reason is the products I used and the amount versus the timing. So something to consider on this experiment with timing. So I hope you learned something. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.